Is it common for a child with Asperger's to quickly and easily get upset about little things throughout the day? The least little thing will set my child off. Common, I don't know that I would necessarily say it's common, but there are a lot of children with Asperger's and high-functioning autism that do have what I call low frustration tolerance. And if you want several articles on that, just go to myaspergerschild.com. In the search bar up top, type in low frustration tolerance, and you'll get numerous articles about that. But to address that situation now, the kids with Asperger's, they suffer from different types of stress compared to other kids. And these stressors can be as diverse as school issues, texture of clothing, picky eating, and these types of things. So these kids do suffer from a lot of obsessive thoughts that they're stressed out by. And it could be anything from, noisy environment to certain smells, certain textures. Things are out of place. If they're organized and something has been moved, that can stress them out and so on. So these children might be quite intolerant of others as well as the environment. They become very anxious in unstructured settings. They become very anxious in situations where people are moving around at random. They may not be able to tolerate people standing close to them. And at the very least, the child may be distracted and unable to concentrate. So every child will have his issue that stresses him out. But if you've met one child with Asperger's, you've only met one child with Asperger's. So what may stress this child out may actually be something that the next child enjoys. So when they're younger, this kind of stress can lead to a temper tantrum. It can also lead to a meltdown, and sometimes parents have difficulty knowing which is which. Older Asperger's kids can have angry outbursts or other evidence of stress when things aren't going their way. They may start cussing. They may act out. They may throw stuff. They may become violent, hitting themselves or hitting others or hitting the wall. And all of that is inappropriate. But again, a lot of times I have found out that when the child is acting this way, it's not so much that he's being defiant. It's just it's the only way he knows how to cope with his sensory difficulties. Sometimes parents and even siblings just need to give in to the idiosyncrasies of the Asperger's child. They may need to keep the noise down or keep things in a specific order. They may have to respect their child's need for certain clothing textures and so on. Another thing that contributes to a child having low frustration tolerance is lack of sleep. Lack of sleep leads to stress, and sleep disorders are very common in Asperger's children. Taking naps during the day may help. Using melatonin before bed may help with this. Some stress reduction techniques can be taught. For example, he may need to remove himself physically from whatever situation is causing his anxiety. Another thing you can do is to make his environment free from distractions, but also he has rules that he has to follow rigidly, and this can do a lot to help the Asperger's child concentrate. Sometimes if you have your child carry around a favorite object, that gives him a sense of security and keeps him calm. The nature of the object may seem quite bizarre to you. It could be a cat's eye marble from the road or a rock that he found somewhere or a AAA battery or something that's kind of odd. But if it helps him calm down, let him carry it with him. I had a client one time. He was about 12 years old, and he always had pockets full of AAA batteries. And his parents were so irritated with that and were trying to get the child to stop carrying these around. But as I explained to the parents, if it helps him calm down, then by all means, let him have as many batteries in his pocket as he wants. And when he got stressed out, he'd reach in, grab a few of the AAA batteries, and just rub them in the palm of his hand, and it helped him calm down. Other kids derive comfort from repeating a set ritual of some kind. The ritual can be very long and complex, but if it's a ritual that helps your child calm down, then let him have his ritual. Don't try to stop him from engaging in that. So the ritual, however time-consuming, it's going to have to be carried out at home and in classroom situations, and also the comfort object he needs to be allowed to have that at all times. You'll have to work with the teachers on that, because the teachers may not understand why he has a pocket full of AAA batteries, for example, and she may want to disallow that, but you can convey to the teacher that this helps him calm down. So your child will probably find some ways to deal with his low frustration tolerance, and they may be rather odd coping mechanisms, but if it works for him, to let him do it. A lot of times parents perceive misbehavior when what's really going on is the child is just using a coping mechanism that is either rather odd or has the appearance of defiance. So